Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to show you how to reach your natural muscle potential. I'm going to give you 7 big pillars of success. Before I get into this topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right, before we dive in, we have to be real here. This is a complicated topic. I'm going to give you 7 things that will help you get there, but these are not the only 7 things. Understand that training is not complicated. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it is not complicated. So I will say, without these 7 big pillars of success in place, you have zero chance of reaching your natural muscle building potential. So let's dive into things. Number 1, and this is probably going to be a controversial one, and everybody's going to leave comments down below, but this is an essential, and you have to listen and pay attention to what I am saying here. You need to get a lot stronger than you are now. We're not talking about building powerlifting strength. This is not as simple as just get to a 315-pound bench and you're going to have big chesticles. That's not what we're talking about here. Wherever you're at now, you have to get a lot stronger than that. If you do not do that, you are not going to get anywhere near your natural muscle building potential. There are no weak, big naturals. Progressive overload, there are many ways to progressively overload. You can cut rest in between sets. You can add volume. You can do all these things, but at the end of the road, they're very limited in regards to progression. The only thing that's sustainable regarding progression is getting a lot stronger, is trying to add a +1 over where you were last time. So yes, we're looking at getting a lot stronger than when we start, but it's not about specific numbers. I do present strength standards that will help lifters set reasonable goals, but it's not like if you don't perfectly hit that strength standard, you're not going to grow. These are things that we want to kind of aim for over time. I get a lot of questions like, okay, so you have guys like Jeffrey Verity Schofield who only have a 250-pound bench or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's okay because he's working hard and he's still doing progressive overload. And over time, he's going to end up hitting the strength standards anyway. So understand the strength standards in and of themselves don't drive muscle. The process of trying to reach them or trying to progressively overload over time using hard sets, using focused work is going to help you build the muscle you want. And if you think there's any way around getting a lot stronger than you are now, you're in for a big awakening. This is the way. You have to get a lot stronger than you are now. Don't focus on the powerlifting stuff. Focus on improving over where you were last time. All right. Number 2, maximize every rep. This maximizes sets, workouts, and progress. This is something that's kind of a lost art, especially considering the last point where you'll present strength standards and lifters start to chase strength standards, and it'll be at the expense of quality reps and quality sets. People kind of sprint through sets. They rush through sets. They're trying to do anything they can to add a +1, but it's at the expense of a quality rep and a quality set. You want to focus on, in the middle of battle, in the middle of a set, getting everything you can out of that set, okay? So we're not talking about slow negatives and all this kind of stuff, but you want to make sure you're controlling the weight on the eccentrics, like on a lat pull down. Drive. Get that good elbow drive and then control. Drive and then control. You want to make sure whatever the lift is, you're getting everything you can out of every rep. And if you can get everything you can out of every rep, this is going to maximize every set. This is going to maximize every workout, and this is going to maximize your progress. Alternatively, if you're not maximizing every rep, if you're not trying to get everything you can out of every rep, then your progress is just going to stall or slow. You can't expect to have efficient progress if you can't maximize reps and sets. So take this seriously. Think about quality reps. Think about quality sets. Don't just chase numbers. In the heat of battle, when you are trying to maximize every set, a +1 comes from that naturally. Do you understand the difference between this and chasing strength? When you're in the heat of battle and you're pushing and you're pushing and you're trying to maximize every rep and you're trying to maximize every set, you're going to progress naturally, right? This is an outcropping of hard work. So you're going to get that +1, you're going to get that +2 naturally, and this is going to create progression that eventually creates those big strength numbers. All right, number 3, maximize nutrition. Okay, I've talked about this so many times and people gloss over it. Don't take it seriously. This has to be a no excuses focus. You cannot mess around with your nutrition. Your nutrition has to be nailed down relative to your goals. You need to be consistent with your calories. You need to be consistent with your protein. You need to focus on nutrients, not just calories. You need to probably have 80% of your calorie intake come from nutrient-dense, nutrient-rich animal and plant-based foods. Take nutrition seriously. If you do not, you are not taking the muscle-building process seriously. All right, moving on. Number 4, relentless training and nutrition must take place over 5+ years. You have to understand this. You're going to need to be relentless with your training, relentless with your precision nutrition for a long period of time. It's not a short game. It's not a 8-week program. It's not a 40-day program. This is something you need to crush over a long period of time. You need to be relentless. What does relentless mean? It means not cutting corners. It means attacking your training. It means attacking your nutrition over a long period of time, 5, 6, 7 years. If you want to reach your natural potential, there's no room for fucking off. There's no room for taking weeks and months off. You have to continue to grind and grind and grind and do what you can to hold the ship steady. When life throws things in your path, obstacles that try to slow you down, you need to find a way to keep eating correctly. You need to find a way to keep your training on track. There are some periods in life where we can't train for 4 days a week, right? Or we can't train optimally, or we can't eat optimally. You still need to find a way to nail your nutrition, to nail your protein intake, and to still get in the gym at least 2 to 3 times a week during these periods and continue moving forward. Continue focusing on what we just talked about, maximizing sets, even during these periods of time in life where the storms hit. All right, next. Number 5, passion, passion, passion. It cannot be faked. You can't fake passion. You can't just sit around putting together Excel spreadsheets and studying all the workouts. That's kind of passion to a degree, but that's just doing your homework. That's just doing your research. You have to be passionate in the gym. You have to be passionate about crushing workouts. You have to live, sleep, and breathe progress. In the height of my big progress years, I would go to bed thinking of workouts. What's going to happen the next day? Last night, in fact, I have a leg day coming up. In the middle of the night, I was thinking about squatting 405 and how many reps I could get. Passion, passion, passion. You can't fake it. And yet if you don't have it, you're going to have to find a way to get it, because if you don't have it, there's no hope. All right, number 6, that scale better be moving. All right. All the talk about maintaining, recomping, all this kind of stuff, let's just throw it in the trash can, okay? Let's get down to the basics. If you want to maximize your muscle building potential, you're going to have to gain 30 to 32 to 35 pounds of muscle over the course of your life. And if you think you're going to start at 150 and recomp, gain 50 pounds of muscle, gain 35 pounds of muscle and lose 35 pounds of fat at the same time and end up at 150, you're living in a fantasy world. You're smoking crack. your head so far buried up your ass, all you can smell is your own lies, right? You can't do this. The scale needs to be moving. If you are after natural potential and you want to gain 30 to 35 pounds of muscle over the course of your life, you're going to have to gain at least 30 to 35 pounds on the scale. Unless you, well, let's say you start at 300 pounds. Of course, if you're morbidly obese or starting way overweight, obviously this wouldn't be the case. But I'm talking about guys here that refuse to bulk. If you're morbidly obese, we need to get the weight off so we can get back to sane bulking. But sane, reasonable bulking, having a bulking plan that allows you to gain weight slowly over time. What I do with my clients, I have a book called Massive Bulking. Once we are at a normal, healthy weight, meaning we're not overweight, what we see in the mirror isn't bothering us, then we'll start a period of 10-pound bulks and 10-pound cuts. This will keep you in a bulk at least 9 months out of the year and keep you productively adding on muscle. But the whole point of all this is, over time, if you want to reach your natural muscle building potential and gain 30 to 35 pounds of muscle, the scale is going to have to go up. I can't tell you how many skinny guys try to magically avoid this. Like they eat one potato and they're like, my stomach feels bloated. I got news for you, pal. You're going to have to gain 30 to 35 pounds eventually on the scale. All right, lastly, injury management. This is a big one. You have to become obsessed with exercise form. You have to become obsessed. Last night I was sitting around watching a movie, and my wife went to the bathroom, and I'm sitting there thinking about things, and I'm like, I'm flipping through Instagram, and there's a trainer, a big name trainer I'm not going to name, and he posts a photo about deadlift form, and the deadlift form is shit. The hips are high, the head is forward. It's just a nightmare. Even trainers, even a lot of top level online trainers don't understand form. And that's not a dig at them. But what I'm trying to stress to you is you need to learn form. You need to become a student of form, especially on the big compound lifts. The more you can nail that form, the more you're going to get out of those big compound lifts, especially squats, deads, and RDLs. You don't even have to do them, okay? That's fine if you don't want to do them. But we're talking about injury management here. So if you are doing them, you need to do them right. And you need to spend time every week self-assessing your form, taking videos, watching videos about form. You also need, when it comes to injury management, to be patient during hard times. This is a long process, as we just described, a 5, 6, 7-year process. You're going to pick up aches. You're going to pick up strains. You're going to pick up little small tweaks and twerks and all kinds of things. You're going to pick up little injuries. This is part of the process. There's no way to avoid it. You're strengthening your muscle, your bones, your joints, your connective tissue, even your central nervous system. Strengthening means wearing it down a little bit and then rebuilding it stronger. So during those times when you have injuries, you need to focus on what you can control and continue to drive forward, doing the exercises you can do without compounding these injuries or making them worse. And for the love of all things holy, get some damn VersaGrip Pros so you do not pick up elbow tendonitis. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.